This is the next episode of the Kaiserkast! And I fucked that up right from the bat. Oh well. Everybody, welcome! Thank you for joining us here for this next edition of the next Kaiserkast. I forget what episode number I'm up to. It's about 7, it's about 8. I don't bloody remember. The last episode was like a few years back. But we are here live at TNR Talks. Yes. And this is your host, Captain James T. Kaiser speaking. Pokemon card collector, reviewer, Twitch streamer, and most importantly, co-founder of Emerald Rangers and a staff member of thenextround.net. And what's going to be in store for this episode? Well, we've got news. We've got, well, not reviews, more like recollection. Me talking about games. And most importantly, going to talk about how my 2020 was. Oh well, let's get off the bat, shall we? Oh yeah, we've got more too, by the way, but you'll see that, or hear it, depending on the version that you're listening or seeing. Continuing on. But yeah, 2020. Yeah, let's get it off the bat, shall we? I nearly committed suicide last year. I know! Kicking it off with the deep, dark stuff already. But yeah, I wasn't happy with my life for the past few years. There's a lot of stress being in this game for like 15 years. I mean, when you start to feel slightly ignored, you start to feel depressed. But when that happens for like 10 plus years, some of that really gets to you. That and I suffer from PTSD from stuff that happened during my teenagehood, so that affects me too. That really brings you down when you get a bad case like that. I mean, all this was getting to the point where I was just like, I wasn't just feeling life anymore. I was just going to end it. What makes it darker is I made this pact since I was 23. I was like, if I'm not happy by the time I am 30 years old, which was February 12th last year, I'm just going to off myself. Yeah. But obviously, unless I am a ghost, I didn't do it. No, it's not because that I am a coward. It's because, well... how am I going to describe it? It's actually a lot more comedic than it actually is. Probably more lazy that I didn't kill myself than anything, but I was actually I was going to hang myself. Well, originally my plan was to dress up as a piñata and hang myself, but where are you going to find a bloody piñata costume at this time of night? Or that time, whenever I was going to do it, on my birthday. Yeah, I was going to flat out hang myself on a tree dressed as a piñata. Hey, if you're going to kill yourself, you're going to have to kill yourself in style. And no, I'm not joking, by the way. You may think I've been making a distasteful joke, but I'm not. I was really going to do that, but right as I was preparing the rope, I got a phone call from my dad saying, hey, want to see Alice Cooper on your birthday? And I'm like, put the rope down. I'm like, sure, I can live a few more days. And then it was an awesome concert, by the way, but I'll get to that very soon. And, well, I was at the point like, you know, if I'm going to suffer, I'm going to suffer while I'm alive. At least I'll be able to talk to my friends that way. Which you guys are awesome, by the way. You know who you are. Old groups. Besides, I also thought like that would really, really piss off my friends to the point where they probably wouldn't be able to forgive me for what I have done. They probably think I'm just a selfish bastard that ended it, which that actually didn't add any pressure or anything, that actually took some of it off. Yeah. But anyway, I survived. Hopefully. And this was just like slightly before the COVID cases started piling up, by the way, just slightly. So I was like, yeah, I can live a few days. Then suddenly, the world is trying to kill us all. The world! Yeah. Other than that, I did see Alice Cooper live in concert. It was a really kick-ass show. It was a greatest hit show, so we just played, you know, as the title said, he just played all his greatest hits, and damn is he loud! He's got to be the loudest person that I have ever seen in a concert so far. And this is coming from a guy that's seen Slayer, Megadeth, Adam Brand, all live in concert. But no, he is just loud. His guitars are set up to 12, which is one above 11. And as you know, 11 is a pretty big number. And I'm going to... Let me take down that background. That's getting distracting. Yes, that's just me flipping off this. I just made that. I thought it was funny, but I got told off for that. Okay, that's a joke. Don't take that seriously. There we go. A cute anime background. Probably going to be just as distracting. But a little more tasteful. But yeah, he was so loud. His guitars were set to 12. His voice was set to 15. And he's the only one I've seen... Well, he wasn't really singing. He was more like yelling. Yelled so loud that he was constantly clipping the microphone. It's like, I have not seen that happen live. And I very much doubt that it's his cassette tape player cutting in and out. Because I don't think he lip syncs live. He doesn't do that shit. It's Alice fucking Cooper. But yeah, it was pretty good. There's nothing much to say about it. It's just loud. He sang all the hits, and it was awesome. The supporting bands were actually pretty good too. Before that was Airborne and a local band. Yeah, I guess they're considered local. Apparently they're originally down from like 40 minutes from where I live. And they're just like modern day AC/DC, which is not an insult, not by any means. No, they sound quite good. Actually, I was not a fan of their early stuff when I first heard them. And I've been listening to them since their first album. Yeah, Running Wild. I think that was their first album. Oh, it was pretty early on in their career. Now, oh, shit, that was back when I was living in Queensland. That was like 10 plus years ago. But yeah, they were loud, they were proud, and the lead singer was shirtless running around through the crowd. Yeah, I had cheap, crappy seats. I was all the way back, like back in the high seats. Which was a bit disappointing because you could actually see behind the stage. You see it because there's a lot of glam. There's a lot of costumes going on during the Alice Cooper. He's got like a big guillotine. He's got giant babies. He's got... Oh, that's another I should mention. He was singing the song from one of the Friday the 13th movies, The Man Behind the Mask. And he did this skit. This is Alice Cooper again, not Airborne. All Airborne did was like... Ah! He was singing The Man Behind the Mask, and he did like this thing with like these girls would hop on stage, which are clearly his staff members. They were jumping on like dressed as like, you know, bimbos, just taking selfies of themselves, and then suddenly behind the stage comes out Jason with his machete and just whoosh, kills them. It was fucking sick. Yeah. But yeah, Airborne were also really good. They played a lot of songs I haven't heard of because I only know like 3 of their songs. And yes, but they were good. They were loud. I've said that already. But before that was a band I never would have expected to have had seen live. I'm talking about a band that's older than Alice Cooper's band. I'm talking about Wayne Kramer and the Motor City 5. Even though that's 10. Although this is a special anniversary group called the Motor City 50. Scratch my nose here. Where it's Wayne Kramer and band members from like other bands. Turns it into like a super group. So you got like the drummer from Faith No More. I think the guitarist was from Fugazi. I think so. I have a guitarist and bass player. And they had a lead singer from A band that I heard of, but I don't remember. And it was a killer show. It was a shame that this was like the start of the show where, you know, most of the seats weren't even filled up yet, because they kicked ass. One of the best things that I had ever seen. Ever seen? Ah! No, ever seen! And if you do know who the Motor City 5 or MC5, you would probably know the song Kick Out That Jam! One of the first, if not the first, well, arguably one of the first. I don't consider it the first. I think Beatles' Helter Skelter actually beat it, them and The Who. But they are one of the first, or that is one of the first heavy metal songs, and to see that live, I mean, it was just sick. It was loud, it was awesome. And by the end of the show, by the end of the entire concert, it felt like that I walked out of a... how am I going to describe this? Like, I couldn't hear properly when I left the concert. It was that loud. It felt like that I had my head underneath a swimming pool for about an hour and my ears were clogged with water. But no, that was it. Other than that, nothing much. I've just been streaming. I've just been annoying people. I'm very good at annoying people. Been on the SinceSpacies show a few times. Good show. Check it out. We'll get more to that soon. And moved house again. I'm always moving houses. So next year, or even a few months' time, I'll probably be in a different house. Of course. And other stuff. Like reaching affiliate on the Emerald Rangers Twitch page. If you're not following the Emerald Rangers on Twitch, then there's something wrong with you. Like, seriously. Oh, we'll get to that commercial. Oh, so in a little bit. Anyway, that's been my year. Quite lazy. Oh yeah, COVID was a thing, or still currently a thing. How on earth did I survive that? I'm a nerd. I don't even leave the house, so I'm fine. I know people complain about isolate, like how we're gonna handle it. How are we gonna handle it? That's a good thing. You've got bloody people like me around that absolutely know how to handle it. And I did get a few advice, and my main advice is like, keep plenty of snacks, keep plenty of games, because believe me, you're gonna need them. Yeah. Yeah, COVID really didn't affect me that much. I mean, actually, my dad nearly caught it, because where he worked, there was someone in another building that had it, but fortunately, he didn't get it, and he tested negative a few times, which is good, because it is nothing you want to fuck around with. It is a serious disease. It's not some made-up mumbo-jumbo. It's not some... Is it a conspiracy? I don't want to think about it, but just don't catch it. Be safe. If you have to, wear your fucking mask. And, yeah. Be safe. Itchy nose. I know that's ironic, it's just, I got a beard, I got a mustache, and hair goes up there and rubs up against it. I know, mate. I know. Yeah, nothing much happened in 2020 other than all that, and, well, the worst part of it all was, I turned 30. Trust me, turning 30 is depressing, especially when you're an awkward, single white guy like myself. I mean, life starts to kick in, mortality starts to kick in, like, oh, maybe I should have go, maybe I should do this and done that, but I was good that year. That is it. Yeah. I probably said that 5 times, but moving on. We got the news segment. Well, this is a podcast, after all. You know, I'm doing this from a convention, granted a fake made up one, this is the only panel on. But who knows? Maybe TNR Talks may expand next year to the other podcast, which we haven't done on the site for years. I want to make this a thing, damn it! So, crew members over at TNR and crew members over at Emerald Rangers, all friends of the show, let's make this happen. Let's expand this digital convention. I don't want to bloody make it digital. I actually do want a crowd, but you know what is making that difficult. Yeah. But the news segment. What's there much to report about? I don't keep up with the news that much, so there's nothing much for me to do. I mean, what have I got so far? We've got for the news we got some big mouth has-been who's complaining that RGB is getting more views than him. We got an overrated beat-em-up being re-released by Limited Run Games. I'm talking about Scott Pilgrim versus the World, which I'm actually going to order myself. I mean, I'm only doing it for the Anamanaguchi soundtrack. I mean, well, I think the game and the franchise, for a matter itself, is incredibly overrated, especially that movie, which I know if I say it in public, I'll actually get stabbed. And that is not a joke. There's some crazy fans out there. Well, that's the case. It's great that it's finally getting a re-release, and sad thing is it is through Limited Run Games, but the way they're handling it is an open pre-order, so it's not limited or anything. Just go in there, order it before time frame is up, and well, wait for your copy. But from what I heard of the sales, it's, even though it is going to be limited run release, it sold a ton. It sold a lot from what I heard. I think I heard it sold like 20,000 copies. So yeah, on the second hand market, it's not going to be that hard to find. That's my prediction. Although, with that limited run name firmly planted on the corner, well, it's, you know, not, it's going to be easier to find in most games. Excuse me. That'll excuse me. Well, that leads into what I'm on about. Those pigs known as the scalpers will probably try to offer a premium for them. So, although there is a few different editions, such as the standard one, which includes a very sick-ass Sonic Adventure parody cover. I'm actually just going to get it just for the cover itself. It's awesome. And then you got like a limited, like a deluxe edition, which comes with like a fold-out box with like the band on the stage, and then I believe it plays like a song too, like a Managuchi song, which they're a sick band. And it comes with the soundtrack on CD and cassette tape. There is a vinyl record edition too, which came out of Record Store Day like quite some time ago. I know, I ordered a copy and it got destroyed in transit. Some silly dickhead let the thing fell off the truck and ran over it. Pissed about that, considering it's not an easy record to find, but anyway. The other news is something that won't interest many people. It'll interest a few, actually. And the topic I'm talking about is about trading cards. Like these, for example. How was I able to whip something like that out for a like a live panel? I don't know. There's magic behind this camera, I swear. But this isn't a Pokemon set that's getting released. No, something big is, well, big to me, is getting released in Australia. It's already out in America. And us kids of the 90s, when the year 2000 happened, well, a certain show got big, a certain show got popular because of a little toy. I'm talking about Digimon. It was so big that in 2000, you know, everything had a card series based on it. Harry Potter, the rest of them, all had a card series. And Digimon was no exception. They released like this trading card game, which looked pretty cool. Oh, the game itself, I had no idea how to play. I just like the covers. I especially liked Devimon, that little bugger. It's cute. Yeah, and well, it didn't last very long in English. However, in Japan, it kept going. I mean, seriously, it just kept going. And later on this month, on the 29th of January 2021, we are getting a new English set of the Digimon trading card game, which is sick. It's going to be like a big set. It's going to be like series 1 through 3. Like, I could be wrong about it, like it kept going, but I don't know, as the Digimon card game is popular in Japan, that it might be a reboot or something. But no, we're getting like the reprint of like Japanese sets 1 through 3 in English, which is awesome. I've seen some of the card artwork, and even if you don't know how to play the game, trust me, if you're a collector of cards, the artwork is enough just to fill up your binder. I mean, it is seriously awesome. And that's coming at, like, we're getting like the standard booster packs, and there's a few decks coming up. Like, there's a TIE deck and a TK deck, from what I've seen. And bloody scalpers again, they're already trying to sell like the hardest card to get from the set, which is an alternate rare artwork of Omnimon for like $300 on eBay now. It's crazy. So yeah, if you want to support it, support what I can, because we want to see more sets. Yes, we do. We don't want the same thing that happened to the old cards happen to these ones. And yeah, the artwork is so much better than those previous sets. Actually, the funny thing is, some of the cards in these current sets are actually like reprint artworks of those old sets, which is sick. So I'm wondering if the cards are actually compatible, which they're probably not. From what I heard, like the backs of them are different, so you can't just slide in a vintage Goemon. That's the Mystical Ninja. That's Goemon, the Mystical Ninja. Talking about Goemon, but yeah, but that's all the news I have today. Like, just look at your card shops for stuff like Digimon cards. Ooh. But anyway, since this is also a gaming podcast, let's fucking talk about games. So what have I been playing over the past few months? I've actually been really deep into playing retro games again. Like Endura Racer, for example, the old Sega Master System game where you ride around a motorbike and trying to beat courses in record time. I mean, it's a game that I've actually not played since I was about 4 years old, so yeah, it's been quite some time since I played it. I was like, let's give this classic another visit. Like, I remembered it being a good game, as most Master System games were back then. And I was not disappointed. Well, I was actually the first one, because I was like, this control's a little bit slow. Like, I mean, when you hit the jumps, it's just, yeah, you don't get the satisfaction of speed until I found out you gotta like tap down to launch yourself and to keep the speed going on. But yeah, as you can see back here, it's an isometric view motorbike racing game, and it plays pretty simple. You just accelerate, jump over things, and drive past other cars and motorbikes to collect points, which you use to upgrade your motorbike. Believe me, these upgrades are quite powerful. I mean, I tried doing a run. I tried saving up my points to unlock all the power-ups, and whoa, you go so fast it's hard to keep track. And I do like the themes, like you got like just the standard easy track, but you've also got like the deserts, you got like the swampy marshlands, you got caves. So it's like basic, but the variety is there, and it is awesome. It does play well, and most importantly, it is addictive. It's not a long game to beat. It takes about, I'd say about 7 to 8 minutes. Maybe a bit more, maybe a bit less, depending on how well you're doing these games. I mean, the rule set is quite simple, just like most Sega racing games. It's just get to the end before time runs out. Of course, crashing and whatnot will slow you down. Yeah. Although the game it actually reminded me of when I played it, it's like, this feels more like a 3D version of Zippy Race, which is an arcade game that, again, the same rules. You're like a motorbike and you're trying to, you know, reach the end before the tunnel and stuff, except that's just a flat out bird's eye view game, like top down bird's eye view. It's also a good one too. It may not look the best, but trust me, it's fun. Another World, aka Out of This World, is another game I've been really deep into. In fact, I've been at twice yesterday. Yes, that's a quote you can easily take out of context. Out of context even. Well, it's just a game where you play like the scientist who finds himself in another world full of like these weird alien creatures. Well, alien to him, I mean they're native to that planet, but he gets, well, treated not very well, and him and another fellow creature must escape the prison and, well, escape the place, because it turns out this is like a big place ruled by dictatorship. Yeah, I played the two versions. I played the 20th Anniversary Edition, which got released on PS4 as a 2-pack with Flashback. I still need to play Flashback, by the way. And it's, well, it's difficult to say the least. Oh yeah, the SNES version actually has load times. So if you think that old cartridges don't have them, well, proof back there. It's a very tough game, like a lot of trial and error into beating the stages. I should actually say how it plays. It's like a cinematic platform, much in the same vein as Prince of Persia. If you don't know how Prince of Persia plays, I'm going to say the lazy answer and just look it up on YouTube. But it is difficult. Like, if you make one little mistake, you die. If you fail to, like, get your jump long enough, you die. And if you go down the wrong corridor, you die. And it's can get quite frustrating, but the challenge itself is also fun enough to where you do want to play it, you do want to best yourself, you do want to see what happens in the end, because while there's nothing much going on dialogue-wise, actions speak louder than words, and you do get heavily invested into seeing how the story plays out. Scratching my nose again, bloody hair. But yeah, the PS4 version is really good. It runs smooth, although it's a little bit buggy. I mean, some of the puzzles will bug out on you. Like, what was it? When I got to a checkpoint, like I did this puzzle like after the checkpoint I was at, but when I died it loaded me up in the spot before I was supposed to do that puzzle. It registered that puzzle as done, but yet it also registered like another puzzle as not done. Completely breaking the game, so yeah. And some of the trophies itself, like, don't like to pop up until they're ready. I was like, am I just doing this wrong? No, I read up and it's just like, yeah, the trophies aren't properly implemented into it. Yeah. I also played the version that's running back here, the Super Nintendo version, and it's different. It's not the best version of the game. Like, stick to the Mega Drive one, because the frame rate is a bit all over the place. I mean, when you're just walking around by yourself, it's fine, but when, like, even one enemy or one other sprite pops in, it just slows down. Plus, there are a few more obstacles that are slightly different. Like, there's some enemies in certain spots in the SNES version that weren't in the 20th Anniversary Edition, but yeah, I'd say stick to the Mega Drive version of the game and the PS4. Even though if you're a trophy hunter, it'll frustrate you, but the game doesn't have a platinum, so it didn't bother me that much. Plus, it's a great game that's just worth playing with or without trophies. I mean, it is a classic. I do need to check out Flashback still, and Heart of the Alien, which came out for the Mega CD of all systems. I mean, there's so many games that I actually do want to talk about, because I have been playing a lot recently, but I'm going to limit this, save a lot of this stuff for next month's episode, but Now another game I've also been heavily invested in is Street Fighter EX plus Alpha for the Sony PlayStation 1. A game that I remember being okay back in the day, but of course, I don't remember people liking it because it's like 3D Street Fighter, and people were more into Tekken. They're like, oh, this doesn't play like Tekken! I mean, if I want to play Street Fighter, I'll just play Street Fighter 2! You know, what all the other creepy cereals say. No, I've played it now and it's a lot better than what I remember. I mean, sure, like, some of the movesets are slightly different. Like, Ryu plays more like Dan than he does in like Street Fighter 2, so you can't do like the air blue kick. Sound like Swedish Chef there. Blue kick meatballs. Or the ground ones for that matter. He just does like the art of fighting sort of one where he just like one kicks, and if you hit it again, two kick, and three. Stuff like that. But Zangief plays badass, Bison plays badass, and the Arika, is it Arika or is it Akira? It's probably Arika. That's a load screen. They play pretty fine too, and yeah, you can play those characters. And was it oh, what was that game? It came out on Steam like a year or so ago. That's what came out on. No, it's not Fighters History Dynamite. That was released on bloody AES and MVS. That's a different franchise altogether. But yeah, it's just fun. It's just plus alpha. Yeah, because I've got Sakura and whatnot in there, who's a completely overpowered character. She's fast and she can get some really cheap hits in, which I like.
Round one, fight.
Yeah, that's some of the games that I have been playing recently. I'm looking forward to talking a little bit more in greater detail because I'm not working off of any notes. I'm doing a panel here, which is a sin, isn't it? Yeah, but anyway, moving on. Time for a segment that is new to the show, because why not? In this segment, I like to call help a fellow gaming brother out, or sister. Like someone who's released a video out on it that, well, you should see, that many, quite frankly, maybe not a lot of people that have seen. Take Tommy Ted for example. He is just another one of us Aussie blokes that talks about video games, like some other Aussie blokes that are here on the podcast. Me mainly. But no, he's actually got a great set of videos on wrestling games. And this video back here, he's talking about he's doing a Christmas special on Sonic 3D... No, it wasn't Sonic 3D Blast, it was just Sonic Christmas Blast, wasn't it? A feature that I watched in my, well, I wouldn't say child, I watched it more in my teenagehood, and it's a good conclusion. Well, not a good conclusion, it's probably not even considered a good episode, but it is part of, like, the adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. And, well, he talks about it. It's quite good. His videos are actually quite funny. They are worth watching. I mean, he's got like this little cartoon character, as you see back here, called Mongrel. He's sort of like, it's like if you watch shows back in the day like Agro's Cartoon Connection, he's kind of like one of those rat bag sort of rascal characters. But yeah, go give Tommy Ted a follow. Go give him a sub, and most importantly, give him a fucking watch. He's worth it. And I do know he's going through a little bit of medical problems right now, and I do wish him the best as well. Hang in there, Tommy. You're awesome. And speaking about more Aussie blokes that like to talk about video games, SinceSpacies. He does a show every month called the SinceSpacies Show. I've been a guest on it quite a few times, actually. And every time I've been on it, it has been a fun experience. And most importantly, it is a fun show to watch. It's a show where him and a assorted panel of guests answer questions sent in by the fans. Most of the time, it is quite intelligent. A chunk of the time, it is silly. But most importantly, it is fun. And this guy, he used to work for Sega, for crying out loud. Sega! Well, he was part of the Sega hotline, but still, he's practically video game royalty, like Australian video game royalty. Give him a follow and check him out. He does more stuff other than the SinceSpacies show, like this. He just talks. He also does streams as well on Twitch. I nearly said Twitter. But he does so as well on Twitch. So also follow him on Twitch as well. He's just SinceSpacies over there. Now going across the pond, we got this silly bugger over here, TigerClawTV. Someone I've known for well over 10 years now. One of my earlier internet friends. Met him through a small place called Retrokaiser. I mean, they were big at one point, but they made a few silly decisions that sort of harmed the quality of their product. And yes, I was featured on their page towards their last desperate days. But anyway, he's good. He talks about music. He talks about games. And he has a show called TigerClaw Radio, which I listen to every week. And his bloody video is over. And there's another guy there. Although he doesn't need the shout out. He is so much bigger than the people that I am talking about. Let's repeat the video. But he does a podcast called TigerClaw Radio where he, does the same things only in podcast form. He is entertaining. He can say some really good stuff. Again, he can also say some really silly stuff, but most importantly, he is entertaining. And he also plays some really awesome chiptune music and punk stuff that you may not even heard of. Unless you're really deep into that scene. TigerClaw, check him out. And, check out all three of those recommendations. And the fingers are back. Because, we have reached the end of the show. Not as long as what I was hoping it to be, but it's... there's a reason for that. I like to talk. Most of the stuff I vent about happens on, my Twitch streams, which you can check out every Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday, 9 PM Australian Eastern Standard Daylight Savings Times. Yeah. And on Wednesdays, here's the commercial part. Let me advertise the Twitch page to you. It's sort of turn into a brainless cult right here, but nah, we're none of that. We're just fun, underrated, and fun blokes that just like to play and talk about video games. Yeah. So what kind of idea can I? I can't even get myself bloody pitched. So. Ugh. Well, what can you expect? The stuff from me to stream. Well, on Wednesdays I typically like to stream games that you can find on Steam. I mainly focus towards the more obscure and retro games, stuff that people don't tend to watch, but my channel is not a democracy. And, these small underground stuff, I do believe they do deserve some screen time. And, Saturdays and Sunday, I like to stream one action platformer or platformer RPG, action platformer RPG, similar to a Shantae, to a Wonder Boy, stuff along those lines. Monster World, for about an hour, which apparently, I don't want to get into the politics of that. And then, at 10 o'clock, I like to play some retro games, but not just any retro games. There's a system out there called Retro Achievements. These blokes, these people, these fine group of people, blokes, she-blokes, women. Actually, she-blokes might be a slur for something else. I just meant that as, just women. Sheilas! I should have said Sheilas. Blokes and Sheilas. That sounds a lot less offensive, doesn't it? But yeah, these fine blokes, these fine Sheilas have gone together and made achievements for old games. Like, I'm not like not stuff you find on Xbox 360 onwards, but I'm talking like stuff for Master System, Sega Saturn, PS1, like stuff that's never had achievements before this. And I like to stream some of these retro games that have them, and well, try to unlock as many as I can, if not all of them, along the way. Like stuff I've streamed in the past include Pepsi Man, Sonic Jam, Kirby's Dream Land 1 and 2, and there was a 6th episode which happened recently that wasn't Pepsi Man. I know, I can't keep count of the shit that I produced. So what? I'm Australian. Get over it. But yeah. Thank you for watching. Make sure to do that. Redo. Take two. But yeah, thank you for watching. Thanks for putting up with this. And most importantly, thank you audience for dealing with me, Captain James D. Kaiser, for this TNR Talks live panel edition of the next Kaisercade. Hopefully I'll be back next year and something a bit more fine-tuned. But I say that, but I never bloody do it. Next year. Although you can check out my podcast. Like, it's going to be a regular podcast after this. Granted, I don't know the release date. So I'm going to aim for like 1 month, but I can't guarantee the quality of length, because as I said, I like to vent stuff out during my streams more so, which follow us at twitch.tv/Emerald Rangers. Yeah, we're good. Trust us. Although, isn't there a saying, never trust anyone that says trust us? Just fucking follow us, dudes. And also you can follow me over on YouTube at Kaisercade, where I've got videos of, well, the show Kaisercade, and of course this podcast as well, this live panel. Yeah. Which, I don't know what happened to, Kaisercade. There should have been several more episodes by now, but, you know, production delays and it's a one-man thing, so... And you can also sub to Emerald Rangers on YouTube as well by looking up Emerald Rangers and Emerald Rangers gameplay. We do have one video out there on the channel, which is me doing an unboxing of a very special edition of a PS4 game, and I don't bloody have it with me. Shonkers. But anyway, check it out on the channel. Just look up Emerald Rangers and also sub to Emerald Rangers gameplay. That's where all the Let's Plays are going. And most importantly, thank you for watching this! Ah! Come on, crowd, you can do better than that. Yeah, that's the stuff! And if you're watching us on YouTube, make sure to hit the thumbs up, and click subscribe and hit that notification bell. Yes, I know that saying is annoying, but it really does help out the channel. Bye, guys.
Ranger.